Good evening and hello to everybody right across the globe. My name is Wynelle and I'm with I Need Mentoring Organization. I just want to say how happy I am to be here with all of you to talk about our introduction tonight of the journey of our calling. Now, this is not a part of the actual workshop that we're going to be doing. It is just a short overview of what all we will be covering and what all we will be talking about. This is really about getting you interested and give you an opportunity to really see an in depth view of what we're going to be offering. And before we get started, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to my partner and my not only in business but my loving and wonderful husband, Dr. Paul, who's with me on this introduction. And also, I would like to say a big shout out and hello to Brian and Andy, who has also joined us from Ireland. Thank you both so much for being a part. And we have some people who have called in to tell us that they're listening on their phone from Texas. Just want to say thank you to them. And also, I want to say a big, big thank you to some of our biggest supporters that have been with us since I Need Mentoring started. And that is to Jerry and Leanne Norman, working hard there in Texas, but a big part of our ministry. So I want to thank them so much also for being a part of this and always sharing what we do and just being a rock as far as prayer, finances, support, you name it. So, and of course, thank all of them for always backing us up and being a part of what we do. So, the journey of our calling. So many people, as with our coaching and mentoring organization, one of the number one questions that we get asked is they're not really sure about their calling, where they are in that calling, and what they are actually supposed to be doing. Some of them know, some of them maybe need it to be defined a little bit more. We do have a workshop where we actually help you discover what your calling in life is, but this one is really more about the journey of the calling that you're in, about the timeline, and finding the stage and the process that you're in. Now, I just want to talk about the word calling for just a minute. Calling, as many people might think, is just about those who are called into ministry, into being pastors, into being missionaries, apostles, evangelists. But that is not what calling actually is referring to, at least in this series that we're doing. Our calling in life is also whether we are to be entrepreneurs, whether we're to be business owners, a vocation, a career, whatever it is that you feel called to do. So that could be in the secular world, that could be in ministry, but it is still a calling on your life. And one of the most exciting things that Paul and I have been discovering in this training that we've been doing to bring this course to you is that this is not only about what you do, but about who you are. So that is extremely important. And just before I move on, I just want to say that to all of you also who are taking this course to help you prepare to become mentors or coaches one day, this is extremely important to you because this is one of the first things that we want to teach people to be able to find where they are in their calling and really define that stage where they know what they're going to be going through and what is happening to them. So I'm just going to move on, and I also just want to say a final shout out. We have some people that have joined that are joining in with us from Africa as well. So thank you to all of our brothers and sisters from there. All right, so moving on to the next one. Again, just want to say welcome to everybody. And the first thing we're going to go over and show you here is actually what is the overall learning objective that we're going to be covering in this workshop. Well, the first thing is you're going to actually learn how to create a timeline that tracks your calling development. Now, just to be clear, we all go through the same stages and process, but we all experience immense amount of different things in those stages, and they don't all happen exactly at the same time, but there is an average of how this timeline works out for each one of us. The next thing is that we want to understand how God has been at work in your story. So, the good news is you should not be discouraged at all, because this is about you understanding that whether it be in valleys or on top of the mountain, God is still at work in the story of your life. And the next thing is you're going to make a plan to lean into what He's doing in your life. And yes, I know that many of us have a plan as to what we're doing, but we're going to learn the importance of actually a plan to do to join in with what He's doing in our life. All right, and then the learning style that we're going to be covering is that we're going to be doing it in an interactive style, learning from each other's stories and insights. Not only will we be learning from stories within the material, but we're going to hear from each other personally, where we can share and see that we are all in this together, but we're at different stages, which doesn't matter. Everybody on their different stages will join in with this course, and it's going to be exciting for you to hear some of their insights and learn from what God has been doing with them, or the discouragement, the ups and the downs. That's what it's all about. Now, as we move on in after this with the objective and the style, I have just a few opening questions that I want to go over with you here. The first one is, by what point in life do you think you should know your calling? Now, I want to thank Brian, who so wonderfully put this when we asked him this question, and that was about the fact that, of course, everybody comes to a point in their life where they do discover what their calling is, but sometimes it takes others longer to actually discover that. But I will tell you that you might be surprised when you come on and take this workshop with us to discover when you should actually know your calling. The next thing is that how long should it take to move into the fulfillment of your call? Now, you're going to see with us that fulfillment in this material actually means that you are 100% living and being exactly what you are called to do and to be. And you will be very surprised, as Dr. Paul shared with us as well, that you will be surprised at how long it could take. And I think we even have one of those just a little bit later, a fact of how long it will take before you actually experience that. So for those of you that are just getting started in your early 20s, maybe even all the way up into your 30s, and you feel like you've missed it, you haven't, because you are just really getting started. And then finally, if you graphed your journey, what would it look like? And this is kind of interesting. When I ask people this, I think sometimes they feel like that it's been nothing but valleys. But you're going to be excited when you begin to graph your journey with us in this course, and you begin to draw out your timeline. I think you're going to be surprised at the ups and downs. Remember, we're not just going to be talking about daily or monthly. We're going by seasons, and you're going to identify that with certain things. So, going to be a very exciting time. But what do you think it would look like? So just imagine to yourself until we begin the course what you think that it might look like. All right, and adventures with God. This is an exciting thing for me because, as you can see from the pictures, we have Moses. We have the coat of many colors, which is for Joseph. And then we have, of course, Paul the Apostle, which was one of my favorites that I did some big studies on in Bible school. So here we're talking about the stages and transitions along the road are the same ones traveled by these three guys, not only them, but we're going to hear about others, of course, about Jesus, about Abraham, about David. Amazing when you see actually the stages and transitions that they traveled. You are going to find yourself in the same ones and experiencing things in your life. So it's quite exciting when we begin to do that study. In the first stage of this workshop, you will be charting your progress with a timeline towards the following. The first is your purpose. What is actually your purpose? We've got exercises and all to show you how we're going to do this. Two, helping you understand God's timing. If I had anything to say that is a big thing in this, it's understanding God's timing for your life. Three, know what to expect next. Of course, we're not going to be teaching you the hokey pokey of knowing, yes, I can predict what my future is going to be. But the great news is you're going to be identifying the stages that are to come and what will be happening. And they're not just derogatory, something that is negative to look forward to. It's you're going to be very excited when you see what's coming up and all that you're going to be learning. And for how everything in your life, and notice everything in your life is preparing you for your destiny, whether you think so or not. Even the good things and the bad things, they are preparing you for your destiny, not your final destiny when you go home to heaven, your final destiny of when you're fulfilling the calling that you have on your life. In the second stage of this workshop, you will learn the universal calling stages and valleys, which is what I keep talking about. Number two, you will see how the timeline plays out in the stories of biblical leaders. Three, you're going to graph your own personal calling timeline. So you're going to see how that the biblical leaders' timeline plays out, but then you're also going to be able to graph out your own personal one and identify the stages and the ups and the downs. Four, you're going to understand the stage that you are now in, and you'll be able to hear how others have experienced the same. So even though we're all going to be at different stages, you're going to be able to identify what it is, and then you're going to hear how others have experienced things in that stage as well. Make a plan to lean into what God is doing in the current stage of your life. So, once again, not just about your personal plan, but about you leaning into what God is doing in the current stage of your life right now. Now, here are some facts about your calling, about our calling. Only about half of individuals feel they know what they are called to early in life. So some people feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have a clue. I thought I was going to do this, and then I thought it was going to be that, and now I'm not sure. No, I am sure, but why am I not doing it? So really, there's only about half of the people that really know right early in life what they are really called to do. The second thing is the average time to really move into the fulfillment stage is 30 years. Now, first of all, please don't get discouraged when you hear that figure. And also, I want to say that's not from the time you're born, that's actually from the time that you have actually given your heart to the Lord and you have made him Lord over your life. Now, we will talk about such things as inside and outside preparation, which means that some of us would have had preparation before we actually gave our heart to the Lord, and then those who had preparation after that. But the fulfillment stage is 30 years, which usually starts only from where you actually gave your heart and life to the Lord. And then the calling timeline, you will see distinct valley seasons. In other words, you will definitely be able to identify those. All right, now what are we going to be covering? We have 6 sessions. What are we going to be covering? Session 1, Introduction to the Calling Timeline. Session 2, Identifying Calling Transitions. Session 3, Shifting Paradigms and Building Timelines. Session 4, Exploring Your Timeline. 5, what is God doing in your timeline? And 6, creating an action plan. Now, the great news is you're actually going to be able to walk away with an action plan that God has for you, and also you will have a timeline with the stages and the things that you're going through. All right, the Journey Workshop, what does it consist of? So here are the dates that are as follows. Again, as I said, we have 6 sessions. They're all going to be on Sunday. And we will start with December 21st. And I know this is just the Sunday before Christmas, but I felt like it was very important to just sort of get you started and excited. It will be every Sunday at 10 p.m. UK time. So I just want to make sure I've put here 4 p.m. Central Standard, and then please, wherever you are in the world, identify with the 10 p.m. English Greenwich time to be able to find your time zone. So then session 2, we will jump into Sunday, January 4th, January 11th, January 18th, January 25th, and February the 1st. I just might add that that's my birthday, but we're going to end with a big celebration on that day of wrapping up this first course on the journey. The workshop is going to consist of 6 sessions, 45 to 50 minutes each. So the first thing is the cost is going to be $12 per session, a total of $72 by the time you've paid for each of the 6, or 48 pounds. Now, I just want to make a note here that if you are in another country, just go by the $12, or you can contact me if you need help, and I will give you the total amount for your currency. Number 2, if you decide you would like to pay for all sessions in advance, it will be a total of $60 or 40 pounds. So we're giving you a little bit of a break there if you decide to pay them all. If you just are unable to do this financially, then you have the opportunity to pay weekly. I know that's taking a risk, because normally when you pay for something total and upfront, you commit yourself and you don't miss. But we felt like, Paul and I felt like it was very important to make this cost accessible, because we wanted many as you as possibly can be there to join in on this. One, as I said, this will be one of the courses, one of the first courses to help those of you that want to train to be coaches and mentors. But for the rest that are not looking to do that, this will just be a course to help you to identify the calling journey and the stages. And then, of course, we're going to have lots of others that will truly help you have a successful and meaningful life. 3, you can pay by PayPal if it's in the US. There you see our US address. Or if you're anywhere in the UK, you can pay to our PayPal in the UK. Or also, if you're anywhere in the UK, you can pay us by bank. We have easy facilities here to be able to pay by bank, even with our phones. Contact me and I'll give you the information for that. If you're located in any other country, you're not sure how to get the money to us, please just drop me an email, wynell@ineedcoaching.uk, and you will definitely get an answer from me, or just send me a message on Facebook. Finally, materials are going to cost approximately $10 to $15, or 6 to 10 pounds, which is paid separately. That is not included in the total of the sessions. This will depend on whether you receive it tangibly or digitally. So there you have it. Of course, this is being recorded, so it will be posted up on YouTube. So you won't have to worry. As I am moving on, you'll be able to stop it, write down all of this information. And the final thing I just want to say, I Need Mentoring is a registered organization under Breaking Barriers in the United Kingdom as well as in the United States. So we do have not only the permission, but we have all of the approvals and certification to be able to offer certificates of completion for each one of our courses, and for those who continue on to study to become mentors and coaches, we will have a final diploma to be able to certify you as a coach or mentor to work wherever you are. There. So I hope you have enjoyed this small introduction to about what all this course is about. You see there when it's going to start. I just want to make sure to add that we only have a space for 20 people, and if it's necessary and we fill up, we will obviously try our best to make room to open up another one. And then I just want to say also that we also have one in Spanish, which starts 1 hour later. So if you have any friends who speak Spanish and would like to be a part of that, the recording is already up and on the internet, available through our YouTube at I Need Mentoring, where you can share that with your friends. You see the saying here, if you don't make a plan to follow through on what you've learned today, the minute you walk out the door or the minute that you finish listening to this, the chance of you doing anything about it drops in half. So keep that in mind. Love the slogan that we use in some of our coaching meetings is do it now. Do it now, because now is the best time to get it done. This would be a great Christmas gift for you to give anybody that you know would benefit from this course. We can offer gift certificates. If you contact me that's what you want to do, we'll send you a very nice certificate that you can give to them for this course. Please tell all your friends about it. As soon as you sign up, you have secured your place on the first class that we will start in 2 weeks. Any questions further after this, please just contact us via Facebook, via email. You will find us. You can find us on Twitter. Just look up I Need Mentoring. You will definitely find us. Thank you so much. Don't miss this. I promise you, you will absolutely learn so much. It will be incredible for you. Have a very blessed day. Thank you to all of you all over the world who've joined and been a part tonight. And we look forward to seeing you on our course, The Journey of Your Calling.